Welcome to our delayed roundup of the opening weekend of the British Touring Car Championship. We're starting as we need to go on. We're a week behind, but we'll always fill in the gap until Brands Hatch next week. So, Donington Park, races 1, 2 and 3 of the touring cars. A welcome return, I think we can all say. Very enjoyable weekend. Nick and Tom, did you enjoy it?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, loved it. There's a lot of it, isn't there? Now.
Hmm.
I didn't watch any of the qualifying because I had a similar feeling of it. That's quite a lot. So I've only watched the races. So I'll hand over to you guys if you want to jump straight into qualifying, because I feel like, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Well, it's a new format and there's only one free practice session. Then they went straight into the live broadcast, which is on YouTube. And I actually can't find the replay of it. Has it been disappeared? Oh, it's on a different channel. I'm on the wrong channel. Anyway, you can watch it on the ITV Extra YouTube channel, which is a new thing. That bamboozled me, first of all. And then they have their, let's say, normal or relatively normal qualifying session on times, which then puts you into. I actually can't remember what happens. What happens now? There's something about groups. You do 2 qualifying groups, don't you? And that determines the grid for a qualifying race, which is not a normal race. They call it, what do they call it? Race to the grid? It's a
Race to
qualifying
pole.
race to pole, but it is also known as a qualifying race. And then it's not a sprint. And within zero point 0.2 of a second, in the first interview of the broadcast, Shannon went, "Oh, we've got the sprint race coming up soon." That's probably a
Yep.
fine.
Yes, it was very obvious in the same way as hybrid was before that they've been told to say race to pole, and a few people were like race to pole, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Ingram rolled his eyes, didn't he? Or looked at the camera like,
Yes,
really?
that was quite amusing.
I think it would be fine if you don't say TTB, you just say boost. I think it's
Mhm.
fine if you just say qualifying race. But sprint seems to be banned.
Yes.
But anyway, 130,000 viewers
Mm.
on the YouTube channel for qualifying is a new record, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think it would be nice if the qualifying was just one session rather than split into two. I know they do that to try and make sure everyone
Mm.
gets time, but you then get that staggered grid thing where the person who sets the second fastest time can potentially still be third on the grid because you
Yes,
know, each group sets the odd or the even side of the grid.
that's it. That's still very strange that. You
Yeah.
have 2 qualifying groups, and then it's whoever sets the quickest time overall is then pole, and that determines that that group goes on that side of the grid,
Yeah.
which is
So
interesting.
it's very weird because I think, for instance, let's see who it was. Josh Cook in sixth. His time was faster than the person in third
Right, so he would have been third.
on time. Yes.
Wow, that is interesting. Didn't spot that.
Yeah. So it's bizarre.
Good sleuthing.
Yeah.
And then we went. Then the broadcast continues. There's a brief pause where would they even play music, or there's just random scenes around the track, isn't there? And then it would be nice if they were able to fill that with some more interviews or pre-packaged things. But hey, I'm not complaining. It's free and it's on YouTube, so you can skip around and pause and do whatever you want. So fantastic. And then there's 13 lap race where all hell breaks loose. It's quite tame towards the end, but the start was crazy.
Yeah. We'll come to that in a moment. The very first part of it, we saw Ingram um, stopped just over his grid box. So he received a 5-second penalty for that before the race even started, technically. So that put him on the back foot. Sutton on Ingram into
Yeah.
turn one. It was a bit ambitious, I thought. He dives on Ingram, who's already trying to overtake Rowbottom, and it did a little bit late, but it was on. And then I feel Ingram pushed him onto the grass, which then resulted in Sutton spinning and taking Camish with him.
So they both went to stewards afterwards, and it was adjudged to be play on.
Yes.
But I think it's an ambitious move, but it's a borderline dirty move from Ingram.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if there's any intent or malicious behind it, but in my opinion, he reacts to Ingram's move, and Ingram has got part of his car alongside.
Uh, reacts to Sutton's move. But yes.
Sorry, got that the wrong way around, confused
No, that's all
everybody.
right.
Ingram reacts to Sutton's move, yeah.
Yeah. So it all seemed a little bit harsh.
That looks like a definite block to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just that last minute jink that was
Oh,
like,
he definitely moves.
hmm.
He deviates from his line.
We know
Absolutely fine.
Ingram's got form for this as well, don't we?
Yes.
Over previous seasons, turning in on people.
It's a definite reaction when there is a small overlap still. So
Hmm.
if he hadn't moved, would have Sutton made it 3 wide and made it successful? I'm still not sure though. I still think it's dicey. But anyway, it's Sutton spears off, and I thought this guy's gonna be written off already. Uh, Fortunately, kind of saves it to an extent, but it does mean that Camish in avoidance also smacks, goes wide, nearly spins. They make contact, and the Sutton ends up in the gravel stuck, and he's out of the race, so he's qualified last.
Yes, and then Camish also locked up his front tyres, so they were absolutely destroyed by the end of the race, which
Yeah,
explains a little bit why he was dropping back by the end.
yeah, yeah. Also, there's a very dangerous thing where the snatch recovery vehicle's on the track and there's no safety car. There's a big digger and marshals milling around. I didn't like that. I felt very uneasy. I know some people on the internet saw some comments saying, "Ridiculous! Race on, it's absolutely fine under a local yellow." But I don't like the big diggers on track.
No, I don't either.
Sorry, not on track, but you know what I mean, in the gravel trap, close to the circuit.
In the firing line as well.
Yeah, totally. But then otherwise, yes, then it settles down and Ingram wins across the line. But because of the penalty, Rowbottom takes the qualifying race win, which leads to an
Yes.
amazing moment of Jason Plato screaming the F word on live TV.
It was funny. Yes, it was a F yes. But as loud as you can get. And interesting, Ingram had these 5-second penalty, but even so, he only lost out by 0.024 of a second to keeping that win. He was that dominant.
And I thought, oh, this is ominous. Listen,
Mm.
I know if you're an Ingram fan, you're like, wow, it's going to be an amazing year. Da da da. I'm slightly from the point of view, I just want a fight where someone doesn't dominate, and he just smashed it in that second half of that race. Very scary if you're just support someone else or just a neutral. Interesting. I did hear one driver, I can't remember who it was now, saying Aaron Taylor Smith saying basically this is actually Doble was saying this is the hardest race of the weekend because you not in even though it looks like they're going flat out all the time in a full length race you do have to think about your tires and conserve your tires and drive in a certain way, and this is just you are flat out for every single lap, and he found it quite tiring apparently.
I can believe that.
But he did a great result to get fourth.
Well, yeah, the Power Max cars looked very competitive this weekend.
Yep.
Also, on new for this year, Selby Watch.
Oh yeah.
He finished in 16th place in the qualifying race. But yeah, he outperformed Sam Osborne.
Yep.
So, well done.
Apart from one race, that was a recurring theme really across the weekend. Whether or not he finished ahead or behind him on the track, I can't remember the results. We'll come to them in a bit, but they were level for most of the weekend, I felt.
Yeah.
Apart from the final race where Osborne did a really good charge through the pack.
And Osborne killed him in the final race as well.
Yes,
Oh,
very
yes.
much so.
He said, I've had enough of this.
Mm.
Away you go.
There was one more thing to cover from that as well, which that Daryl De Leon got a 5-second penalty for overboosting after the qualifying session had finished. So it looked like I think he finished 10th originally, but then dropped down to 17th.
Yeah. And just really quickly on this, this is a new thing for this year. I mean, there's always been overboosting penalties. This is not to do with the boost button or the TTB or the Toca Turbo boost. This is to do with the latent or underlying level of boost the turbocharged engine is producing. In the past, they could monitor this. Now, this year is a new thing. They can do it in real time. So if you're somehow right on the limit of these boost pressures and maybe your cooling package, allows you to get right up there, but it's a little too far, there's a live system and they can say, oh, you've overboosted too much here. You have to pay it back the next lap, I think. If you don't do that, you get a 5-second penalty. Then I think there's another penalty. And if you do it a couple of times or do it a lot in a race, then you get disqualified, which we'll come on to in a minute, I'm sure. And the one thing I'd like to mention before race one was the interview with Adam Weaver, where Doble's qualified fourth. And in the broadcast, he said, brilliant. Yeah, we're fourth on the grid with Doble. So we're going to go out there and try and win race 3. Oh, I mean, race 1. Race 1, definitely.
It's hard to get the habit. Eh? On to race 1 then. And Plato's smile disappeared pretty quickly, unfortunately, because Dan Rowbottom had a nightmare start. Tom Ingram just disappears, doesn't he? He's just
Yep.
superb. Charles Rainford was the impressive one at the start. He all weekend quite enjoyed watching Charles. He was
Yes.
immediately up to third. And Sutton, it's incredible how far ahead Ingram and Sutton are in front of everyone because
Hmm.
Sutton started at the back and I just knew like 2 or 3 laps in, he'll be in the top 10. It's unbelievable how those quick those two are.
Yeah. It's there's like onboard highlights of his race on the BTCC YouTube channel, and it's just in the first 2 laps, the car positioning is uncanny. Like, yes, it's a quick car, quick team. He's an amazingly talented, very quick driver, but he's also got this like racing acumen.
Hmm.
So he goes around the outside of people as they queue up on the inside, like they're standing still a few times in those first 2 laps, just because the field is bunched up and he's just got the perfect positioning. So very, very experienced driver, but also just so sharp.
Mm.
Very impressive. But it is also a bit like it makes it feel like a Sutton Ingram show when there are a load of other good cars and drivers and teams on the grid, but they just don't ever seem to click like those two, do they?
No, no one else can in a race condition can really get near them.
Yeah.
Even
Hmm.
their teammates when they have a strong race, they're still not really beating them.
Which reminds me, I
So yeah,
thought Tom Chilton had a very poor weekend. Anyway, just thought I'd put that one out there.
Mm.
well, we just save that audio clip and put it in every race this year. Oh. Yes, so yeah, we've got the guys. Well, Sutton fighting his way through the pack. I really enjoyed watching Shedden this weekend. It felt like, although he didn't have the pace at the
Don't
front,
say it.
it was ridiculously punchy.
Hmm.
And
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, yeah, I agree.
oh yeah, I wasn't going to say he was going to win the world title again. I'm beyond that now. But uh, yeah, it was really enjoyable watching this weekend some of the scraps that he got into. I think we can probably write Josh Cook off for the title.
I couldn't believe it. The Cook curse strikes again.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? I could believe it. That's the sad thing, actually, because he'd done really well. Well, obviously, he set the third quickest time in qualifying to start sixth on the grid standard.
Yep.
But then he fought to third in the qualifying race, and then in here he was. It was second place, I think, when he went
I
out,
think he was, yeah. He was definitely second or third, but I think he was
and he was
second.
gapping. I think row bottom, but Ingram had disappeared, and left rear puncher spears him off into the gravel. And no one else gets a puncture afterwards. It's some debris that he's driven across or something, some really unfortunate bit.
Yeah. It was, yeah, it could only happen to Josh Cook, couldn't it?
Oh, ridiculous. And even in the interviews, he's like, "Oh, we're not doing anything crazy. Just need to get points." But I mean, that is really nothing in his control there.
It is. I mean, he's very optimistic about the rest of the season because he believes that the Toyota is not suited to Donington Park particularly well and will be suited to other tracks. Whether that's just media speak or not, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I hope it's true, but I'm not going to buy into it because we've been there before.
Yeah.
Because there's another unlucky race three. Ugh, anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah, I mean, well, Sutton makes so many moves in this race rather than going through them all. Is there any that you guys think should be picked out?
Just the first couple of laps when he goes round outside like 3 cars in one corner,
Yeah,
which I don't think was on the broadcast, but you can watch it. Did he finish third on on the track at the end?
I believe so.
But then
Um,
Robert has a penalty for track limits, so holds him off. But it's all kind of in vain, isn't it?
yes. Oh no, he finished fourth, yeah, on track
He
because
did.
Ingram was in front of him as well.
He did. He went
Ah,
for a
yes,
move at the last corner, but I think he
Hmm.
knew he didn't
that's
have
right.
to.
Yeah,
Hmm.
There was some good fights in this race. I mean, Morgan and Rainford were good together for a while. And best mate, Mickey Doble, was making some great progress.
Yeah.
You know, he ended up finishing up P2 on the road.
he also
And
sort of came back towards the end of the race. I thought it was really clever how he'd managed how the race there. I've repeated the word race, but I'm not on just a minute, so it's fine.
Yeah. No, he's very good at knowing when to push and when not to.
Well, I think he messed up on race two, but that could we'll see. But yeah, anyway, big news is obviously Ingram's disqualified.
yes, so Mikey Doble wins race one of this season. Who would have predicted that?
Yes.
Not us.
No, would have wanted it, but not predicted it.
Yeah, I mean, he drove the race well, and obviously he does inherit the win, and it goes back to the boost issue that you were talking about previously, Tom. Ingram was disqualified for overboosting. Means he starts race 2 at the back with the restrictions on his boost,
Mhm.
as if he'd won the race as well. So after that, his weekend made it quite a bit more difficult. Sutton was second after the penalties applied, and Rainford gets I think a deserved podium. Obviously it wasn't in the podium places, but I thought he drove a really good race. And again, impressing in that BMW.
Yeah, he does impress me with Brentford. He's like a complete series stalwart. It's like he's been there for years, but it's his second season.
Yeah, his driving technique is spot on, isn't it? In terms of
Yeah.
he, if someone goes past him, he'll fight back at the next corner. Love that.
Hmm. Yeah. And he knows where that car is strong and where it's not as well. Um, and anyone that turns up in a flat cap to a touring car weekend is going to do well.
5 extra horsepower then.
It is.
I did think that Dan Rowbottom's penalty is just the most inevitable penalty in the world.
Yes.
Him and Camish, they're going to get a track limit penalty, and it's going to screw them. It's guaranteed. And it must be so frustrating for the teams because they must be on the radio and putting out the board saying like, "Please don't," and they still do it.
Yeah, sadly.
I mean, I think let's not gloss over the fact that that is still a great result on track
Oh, yeah.
for that team and that driver, on that first outing. But it's still disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, well, that would have been what, a P3, and
Yeah.
Morgan got a penalty as well. So what would he have been? Fourth?
Somewhere up there. And obviously it affects their grid positions for the next race. So
Yeah, I think he would have been third, Morgan, by the
Hmm.
way. Um,
Selby
but
watch.
yeah, Selby did very well. Got points on his race debut on his second race of the weekend. Work that out.
Yes. Yeah, so one disqualification, two DNFs. Ricky Cord also retired, unfortunately.
Hmm.
Race 2, and it gets much, much worse for Tom Ingram because he pulls into the pits before the start with an alternation issue and almost runs a couple of people over.
Yeah, that was dodgy. I don't know why they were just standing there in the pit entry. I know they expect people to go to the grid, but it's not unheard of for people to pit.
no, it's not. There's two with the tractor at turn one in qualifying and then qualifying race and then this.
Hmm.
Couple of less impressive moments of the weekend, let's say.
Yes.
Um, Charles Rainford makes a storm of a start. Like, I thought he had actually jumped it, to be honest, when I first seen
Hmm.
it. He flies past old Mickey Doble, gets past Sutton. Um, I don't know if he tries to park the car on the apex or if it's just incredibly slow, but Ash Sutton just runs into the back of him full pelt and takes the lead.
Yes.
I know what Ash is doing. I don't actually like it.
Yeah. I think it's he's going for the undercut and Rainford's trying to stop it, but he's already committed and just runs into the back of him. But for me, if I was doing that when we race online and things, I would have not taken that position. But obviously, Sutton's a very competitive person.
I don't think there's any ramifications for it, but yeah,
There isn't, but it was discussed. It went to the stewards.
it was a biff though. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's the speed differential. I mean, they probably would have argued, oh, he's off throttle and stuff, but the BMW,
Mhm.
we know this on the first lap, it doesn't have much temperature in its tires. I thought
Mm.
it was a little unfair.
So did I. But the stewards decided there was no case to answer for that, and that
Well, hopefully Rainford
perfectly
knows that
acceptable.
he can do that in return now.
Exactly. Yeah, I must admit, I thought it was a bit over the limit on that one.
Tom Chilton then has a spectacular moment going down to the old hairpin. He's across the
Yes.
grass, loses a bunch of positions, takes out a few advertising hoardings, which I'm assuming he'll get sent the bill for,
Probably.
and he drops a bunch of positions, and Nick Hamilton's off into the gravel at turn one, so we get an early safety car. First safety car of the week, is it? Second, because we got one in race one, didn't
Yeah, we did. I wasn't sure how he got there either. I didn't see if he was assisted or not. I don't think it was shown.
we? No,
There's a
no.
little contact with one of the Toyotas, but I can't tell which. You have to sort of
Mm.
slow mo, and it's like at the back of the shot, so you don't know how it started. But certainly, what you can say is when his Hyundai is sideways, he's not flooring the throttle, which we discussed in last week's episode
Yeah.
potentially.
Mikey Doble, don't know what happens, but he goes from first to nowhere pretty quickly.
I have a theory. Two things here. I do think when you're apart from Sutton and Ingram, if you don't have the full boost allocation, it does have a big effect. I think
Hmm.
that was something we saw in effect here. But then there's just a lack of pace, isn't there, as well?
There was. They did say, I can't remember if they interviewed him or if they asked Adam Weaver or something during one of the support races. But it was said that there was a setup change that didn't perform the way they expected, so they went back on it for the next race.
Mm.
But obviously, it's still a new car, so there's a lot to mess up still.
Ultimately finished 14th,
Hmm.
which is a fairly disastrous
From
from pole
first.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the inverse of Sutton or Ingram. Yeah.
Yeah. Rowbottom also pits, so his weekend's pretty poor when you consider that. We get a fairly spectacular moment with Gordon Shedden
Mm.
going down the hill to the old hairpin. Um, as I say, that's what I was loving watching him scrap. It was Aidan Moffat,
It was
his
Scott's
fellow
watch.
Scotsman. Yes, yes, Civil War started. Um, and it's just a little nudge as they're going towards the hairpin that sends Shedden sideways, and he does quite well to A, catch a slide and hold the position.
Yeah. I mean, I think Moffat let him keep the position because he realised he'd done wrong on that. But yeah, he didn't lose places to any of the other seven cars that were piled up behind them. So well
It was
done.
not the only moment he had in that section of the track this weekend.
Yeah.
No.
But I thought when Chilton went off at the start of this race, it was going to be a big accident. And I thought there's no way he's going to make the apex.
Hmm.
Oh, he has.
Yeah, he done well. We see a little bit of fight back from Ricky Collard, which we were kind of robbed of in race one. So that was kind of good to see. A bit more of that later in race three.
Mm.
And yeah, anyone else you want to pick out from this race? Fuck Cook again had a decent recovery.
I thought it was a good recovery. And in ordinary circumstances, it is a good recovery. It's only when you compare it to Sutton and Ingram that it looks poor. But I do think I love the commentary, so I don't want to chide them or anything. But um, Harvey was particularly obsessed. Actually, they both were with Cook's not making any progress. And I'm like, yeah, it's a tough grid.
Yeah, that's very true. Um, for me, Selby. I know he only
Hmm.
finished 15th again with 1 point, but he was scrapping with Osborne.
Yes, and getting overlaps and cutbacks and
Yes,
good techniques. Yeah,
yeah, I thought that was really quite impressive how they were
It
forming.
was a really good one at the hairpin, wasn't it? Where he cut
Mm.
back
yeah,
underneath Osborne.
yeah. Yeah, impressive that. Shows a bit of fight.
Yeah, he did finish ahead of him as well, didn't he, at the end of the race? So yeah,
Hmm.
that's what we like to see.
Again, a good little battle between Camish and Rainford, which fell away a bit for Charles towards the end of the race.
It
He
did.
ended up finishing sixth, and Gordon Shedden got his first podium of the season. But again, I thought he was fighting away well. He just suddenly started to go backwards.
Could
Mm.
be car setup, tires,
Lack of boost.
lack of boost. Maybe the BMW's a bit aged. All these things.
And we actually get a race result that stands this time. Ash Sutton wins. Teammate Dan Camish is next to him. And say Gordon Shedden gets his first podium of the season. Moffat, and again, decent race to fourth. Ricky Collard, Josh Cook, good recoveries. Tom Chilton didn't really make any progress back after his
No,
off.
no.
Did he have to pit? Or was that was
Um,
later? That was later. He had to pit, didn't he?
yeah,
That's the
I don't
next
think he
race.
did for this race.
He
Yeah.
definitely pitted in race 3. Yeah.
So yeah, Rowbottom, Hamilton, Ingram, and Buxton were all out.
Mm.
So Ash Sutton pulls out number 8. So Ricky Collard is on pole, which I am very happy to see because
Yes.
it's always a good fight when Ricky's at the front.
Yep.
Um,
That was
Quite the
proved.
character.
yeah, I like him a bit more than his dad. Let's just put it that way. He races hard, but slightly fairer.
Yeah, I'd go
Um,
with that.
we don't get a really fair start between two of the Fords, though, because Sam Osborne has enough of Selby and just wipes him out at turn one.
It was. It was. Obviously, it's not deliberate, but he does a complete pit maneuver on him, doesn't he? And just sends him to the inside.
I liked how
Yeah,
Selby will talk up his stocks even more. He did floor the throttle and recover it, so
Mm.
but not ideal.
no. Sutton makes a few moves. I think he's up 3 positions, 4 positions at the start already. Ahead towards the front. He had a good, was it this race? He had a good fight with Patterson. and almost lost it. Was that race two? One? I can't remember. There's so many races. But ends up recovering from, I think it was eighth on the grid.
Mm.
Ultimately wins it, but I think Collard puts up a decent defence when
Oh
Sutton
yes,
gets on the back of him pretty quickly until he doesn't have a decent defence. And I was so frustrated. He runs deep into turn one.
I know.
And like up until that point, I thought there's going to be a proper scrap here.
yeah,
And well, it's just a shame because he goes deep, Sutton just drives past, and then that's basically it, isn't it?
it is sadly. I think regardless, he wasn't keeping that position. Sutton was just too quick, but yeah, it's so disappointing to see it lost on a mistake rather than a nice move.
He tries to overthink it, I think.
Mm,
He sort of does a little jink to the right, a little jink to the left, and then, oh no, I've missed my breaking point. That's
yeah,
what it looked like to me. If you watch it back, it's like, oh, he's trying to defend, not defend. But before then, I'd just like to say it was a really exciting race because you have absolutely no idea what Collard is going to do next.
yes. I mean,
And I've missed that from the touring cars.
yeah,
And there's a bit where Rainford gets him, but then on the start of lap three, Rainford kind of defends the opening corner's inside line. Ricky's already in the braking zone at the far, well, right as you see it on TV, but far left on the traditional racing line. And in the braking zone, cuts back on the inside.
yeah.
Two wheels on the grass, but still. And that was a move I've not seen in a long time. I think Plato in the Seat Toledo once did something like that on a Honda. And I thought, how has he modulated the brake pedal to stop in time, but move in the braking zone that much? It's very clever and amazing technique that
It
I
was.
still flummox me how he does that.
I love that because he didn't even get the move finished there either, did he? He still had to battle it out down
No,
the
all the way down
craters
the
and
hill,
into
yeah.
the old hairpin.
Because you're not really supposed to push someone really off. I mean, Rainford does go wide and there's a bit of a
Uh-huh.
biff, but you know what I mean? The rules are different now where you can't. In old touring cars, if it was Rob Collard, he would have driven all the way up to the curb on the left at the exit, right?
Oh yes,
And that
and
would have
more.
made the move, yeah. So I thought that was wonderful. I also thought, oh, well, do we want to talk when Gordon Shedden four wheels off the track drives into
That,
the.
that that's exactly where I was going to go next.
Yeah.
Which, um, I mean, I don't know if the stewards have a view on this, but it is looks like a pretty clear corner cut from Shedden, um, which puts him into the side of De Leon and just causes carnage.
I mean, if
You know,
you look.
Tom Ingram almost gets wiped out in it.
Yes. The thing I found is I've saved a picture of this is that De Leon was inside the track limits
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
and Shedden was inside him. So I don't think it's case to answer, but yeah, Shedden did get a penalty for it
Oh,
and
He
did
three
he?
did.
penalty points. Yes, enough to drop him back below him in the standings at the end. It was a 1.1 second penalty.
Ah, fair
Yeah.
enough.
Because I thought there's no way De Leon's going to continue with that damage. Like the
Hmm.
driver's, no, passenger door, is it left-hand drive? Yeah. Um, is severely dented.
Hmm.
And I thought that chassis is going to be bent. And it might have been, but he made it to the finish, so fair play, and then actually finished ahead. Fortunately for the stewards, made a very easy penalty decision.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, well, listen, I'm agreeing with Colin. It was great to see Gordon back on form, get podiums, and sort of fight forward. But maybe he could argue I was trying to avoid things, but it's a bit out of order, really. But there's also chaos then because Chilton and Cook and Doble are also wiped out at this point because
Hmm.
Cook and Doble avoid it, but they get grass in their car in the radiator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chilton runs into the back of Cook and then hits into the side door of De Leon,
Yeah.
and then yeah, there's just cars everywhere. Um, so Chilton's straight in the pits at this point because he's got a hoarding on the front of his car, and I'm kind of surprised that everyone else kept going as well. Tom Ingram is so lucky.
Yeah.
He is when you watch it back. It's crazy.
Yeah, what made me laugh as well is the Collard. What was it? Yeah, when he did lose the position and he went straight off instantly behind Sutton, lights flash. I was like,
Yes.
he's back.
I forgot about the lights flash. We even said he would do that.
Yeah. Uh, they might as well put the boost button on his headlight flasher. He'd go quicker.
Yeah.
But it was it's great to have him back. But he does get a yellow card from me because after the
Yeah.
race he referred to himself in the third person.
Oh dear.
He said,
Ah.
"Collard's here to have fun."
Oh no. Poor show from you, Ricky.
Yeah. he was always gonna fight. Like, I mean, he even said, didn't he, on the grid thing, the grid walk type stuff, the interview. There's no way I'm giving up this position if I'm in first place. And he stuck to his word on that. He was not giving it up willingly until that mistake, sadly. But he
He
defended hard.
he also said that he's only got half a season of a deal.
Yes, that's a very good point. Hopefully, he can get a whole season because say, love him or hate him, he's a character.
I mean, he was saying that as well when he said referred to himself in third person. He was also saying, "Listen, I'm here." Like, there's been what was he saying? I'm paraphrasing now. It was like, "There's no one on the grid at the minute. It's quite as lively, or we'll go for the moves and all this stuff." And I actually agree with that.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was quite arrogant, but in a good way.
Yeah, yeah. He just about got away with that.
That's proven when you watch later on in the race because he has an almighty scrap with Dan Camish,
Mm.
Yes.
which Ingram ultimately takes them both, which is just inevitable, I think. But
Yeah.
still, Collard and Camish are really, really going after each other, and it's great racing. Absolutely great
It is
racing.
really, really fantastic
Mhm.
racing, and let's hope he carries on. But also, is in a position to qualify better. Bearing in mind, he only had half a day of testing,
Yeah, exactly.
the least amount of testing of anyone else on the grid, basically.
He didn't even have a team kit for the media photos. Like all the pictures of him in all the race stuff. He's just wearing a shirt, isn't he? He
Yeah.
doesn't have his team kit on like everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, I'll jump forward to Gordon Shedden getting involved in some more. Um, he has a fight with
Oh,
Taylor Smith, and then I think the penultimate lap of the race decides to go free abreast going down the hill. Uh, who is it that's on his inside? Is it Dorlan?
It's Dorlin, yeah.
It's Dorlan, and then Taylor Smith is on the very inside. So there's a sandwich there. Dorlan gets slightly out of shape. Shedden ends up almost about 90 degrees to the way the track's going, sideways. Dorlan's ends up off the road, and somehow, they don't collect anyone.
Mm. Yeah, that's another one that you just think someone's getting absolutely nailed with this, but no, all was safe.
Yeah, it was, I mean, again, fairly ambitious from Shedden, I would say, to try and go free of what he'd got down that hill. Um, but fair play to him for
playing the
trying.
curves.
Yeah, fair play to him. He, as you say, I think he got his teammate Taylor Smith for like point something, point oh something of a second over the line, but I didn't
Mm.
realise he also had a penalty. So that's a shame.
And a penalty for Camish for track limits as well.
Yeah,
Oh, Dan.
it had to happen, didn't it? Like you said.
So would he have been third?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yep.
he would have been third, and that would have been a fantastic, end to the weekend. Keep him in touch with Sutton a little bit, but that's just such a shame.
Sadly, it was because I think he was performing quite well this weekend. He just was a bit unlucky with the qualifying race.
Yeah, a better race for you as well for like Dexter Patterson in
Mm.
six. Osborne finished in front of Camage after that penalty, but would have finished 10th on the road, which is
He did have a
probably pretty
charge.
decent from him.
Yeah, he was on a soft tyre, wasn't he? And all the
Mm.
boost. But he made it
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Well, I mean, wiping out his teammate clearly helped him. So,
Selby could have been up there.
yeah. And Mickey Doble finished a one lap down. It's a fairly disastrous end to his
Well, that's because of getting
weekend.
grass out of the front
Oh,
after that
yeah.
Shed and De Leon incident. And also him for, well, Cook actually DNF'd.
Mm.
Yeah.
Same reason.
And it wasn't a good finish to the weekend for Doble, but you have to say, brilliant first outing for the Audi to win a race.
All three at times were on the pace. Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
At times, the Plato car looked like it was on the pace as well throughout the weekend.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
A wee bit more learning on that car, and it could be up there most weekends.
there's a lot to work to do. I agree. Still,
Mm.
I don't think it's not up there with the Ford and Hyundai just yet. I don't think.
No,
But
but it's on par with the rest of the grid, I think.
exactly that. Yes, I think it's the Sutton Ingram show still for now, but it is on the pace. And it may be if Robot hadn't had got the track limit penalties and all this stuff, it might have had a better weekend than the Audis. It's hard to tell, really.
Yeah.
Selby Watch.
But two things for Selby. 17th after being assaulted by his teammate. But up until the last couple of laps, he had the fastest lap.
No.
Ingram stole it from him at the end, but Ingram's fastest lap was a 108.0 and Selby's was a 108.1.
That is impressive and also a good find.
Yeah, but just thought it weird because he's been spun out early in the race. And so I was thinking, like in F1, for
Well-
instance, you pit for a new set of tyres, that sort of stuff. But I can't see where he would have.
I'll say this. I think he
No.
had maximum allocation of boost. He had the soft
Mhm.
tyres for the first time, maybe.
He
And he
did,
had clear
yes.
track. But it's still impressive.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant.
There's a latent pace there, even though given the circumstances maybe favoured him.
Yeah. I mean, well done to Ingram. He went from 21st to 2nd.
Oh, we've not mentioned him. Sorry. Yes, that was superlative. Another
It was.
Again, Sutton Ingram show.
It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm actually worried that car with Ingram in it is actually miles ahead of Sutton, but we just didn't see it.
It could be, but we
Um,
haven't really seen them fighting together yet, have we?
Apart from the
No,
qualifying race, but it was ephemeral,
yes.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that's my worry. If he's, he should have won the first race, good chance of winning race two, and race three he's went from 21st to only 2 seconds behind Ash. Ooh, I'm a
Was
wee
race
bit
one, at the end of
concerned.
race one, he pulled out like a 6 second gap or something stupid. And I
Yes.
thought that was very ominous. Impressive, but ominous.
Yeah. Okay, driver stand-ins. Ash Sutton leads away. He's got an 18-point lead over Charles Rainford, who had a great weekend, I thought. Camish, fourth. Moffat, third. Mickey Doble, after he race one win, is seventh, with Tom Ingram in eighth. And our boy, Lewis Selby, 2 points on his debut, which is not bad going.
And
Yeah.
our other boy, Josh Cook, nowhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
We've got clarity on the Wingfoot Award. It's a fan vote, isn't it?
It is, so I hate it because it's
Yep.
very objective.
So remind me, what was our award going to be for?
Basically, for the combined points over the qualifying race for the season.
Okay. So Dan Rowbottom is in first place at the moment in the Barefoot Trophy.
Yep,
So
as I've decided.
well done to him.
The final corner barefoot trophy. Okay. Oh yeah. So right now it's effectively just the starting grid for race one, but
Yeah.
over the year that will evolve. Yeah, and it's quite easy to track that. Yeah, good idea.
Next up in the calendar is Brands Hatch Indy, the 10th of May. But before that, we've also got F1, which we'll be back to speak about next week. It is the Miami Grand Prix, isn't it?
It is.
Which, oh, who knows? Don't
Yeah.
know. These
Boring.
cars, no idea. It is a sprint weekend as well. We're allowed to
Uh-huh.
say sprint on F1. So that is going to be this weekend. The race is at 9 o'clock at night UK time. So keep an eye out for that on Sunday. Is there any more for the touring cars that you want to speak about in this abbreviated, delayed episode?
I would say with the boost, tyre, and now qualifying race to pole format, that consistency is key.
hmm
I think Josh Cook knew that and failed to deliver because of the puncher and all sorts of shenanigans, right? But he kept saying in the interviews, we just need to get points. We're not, it didn't have to be a standout result. And if you look at who's second in the points, Rainford finished in the top 6 in all 4 races. Without
Yes.
he got one podium after disqualification stuff, but without
Mhm.
he would lead but fall back and but he was there in the top 6 and everything. And Ada Moffat, why is he third place in how did that happen? But he was in the points every single race.
Yeah.
And I think that's more important this year. Okay, Sutton and Ingram can win every race or whatever, but if you want to be third in the championship, if you just finish every race, it's about not dropping back to like 18th and 19th when you don't have the boost in the tyre. And is it beneficial then
Yeah.
to not go for a podium and finish 5th in everything? So you'd have to do the calculations on that if it's possible, but it might be.
Yeah, it's very true. The only other thing I wanted to mention was that there were 2 drivers who were eligible for the Jack Sears that we weren't including in our pre-season predictions.
Oh.
Which was obviously Sam Osborne because they have to make sure that he's always in it.
Why is he in it again?
What is the eligibility for this Beckham Trophy?
One race. If you've won one race, no, sorry, if you've had one podium or something like that, isn't it?
He's had 2.
But he is eligible. I can't remember how it was, and so is Dexter Patterson apparently.
Right. So, Patterson's leading that. But Osborne finished 3rd and he's won a race. Does a win not count as a podium? Or is it because the third place was because of disqualifications or something?
It's something like that. It's
Which was the same last year. You can't have two podiums and then one of them can't be. They do it just so that Pete Osborne's happy.
Yes, he just needs to win it one year so they can finally
Yeah.
say, right, you're not eligible anymore.
I was going to say, whoever is running this trophy must be making a fortune from Sam Osborne just getting
Yeah.
entered back into this every year. Like they're going to lose out on a lot of money if he does actually win it.
Uh-huh.
Gal said on the broadcast that the qualifying race is the idea of Pete Osborne, and then all
Yes.
the other teams agreed on it. And well, so far so good.
Well, that is one thing I did want to briefly cover. I do like the qualifying race, and I do like the new format. I like the way it works. I just
But-
wish they would call it race one
Oh right, oh interesting.
because they're given points for it.
There was confusion in the commentary, wasn't there,
Hmm
during qualifying?
Is it
Well,
a
there
race
was-
win?
Yes, does it count as a race win or not? That is the big debate. Which Jason Plater's career is fraught with that because did he actually win 97 or is it 96? But we won't go down that debate now.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's my only drawback from it.
Yeah, the other thing is, David Addison said, of course, if you get the pole position for race one after the qualifying race, you're going to get a bonus point.
Yes, which is not true.
Tim Harvey said, no, you don't. And Addison went, well, Alan Gow said so. And he's like, would you like a bet?
Yes. Yes. Small wager.
Small wager, that was what. Yeah, because you don't get that point anymore because you get points for the race result, qualifying race result.
Exactly.
So, yeah. That's it.
Yes.
Okay, that was okay. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week with the Miami Grand Prix. The dog is shaking there wanting his dinner, so if you heard that, apologies. So yeah, we'll be back with Miami, and then we'll follow that up with the British Touring Cars within the same week as the race. I promise. This was
Yeah,
all
we
my
don't
fault.
say that.
No, this was all my fault. So I'm promising. I'm making a promise, which I will probably break, but we'll try. So
It was
yeah,
my
thank
fault
you very
too.
much. We'll see you next week, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
I'm off to go get my toothbrush.
I'm still going to refuse to call it the race to pole because I don't have to answer to Alan Gale.
Oh, you might do. Don't say that too loud. We all answer to Alan Gowan somewhere. So
That's very true.